Hey there, collective. This is going to be a general read. I start off with True Emotional Oracle, then I do your tarot, then I go into Love and Romance Oracle, and then I finish off with Love Messages. I hope all is being well. Thank you for all the support you've given me, and welcome to anyone new that's watching the channel. So let's just go straight into your True Emotional Oracle. Okay, one flipped over in the deck. Okay, we have Spell and we have Love here. I feel someone speaking out into the universe, calling out and asking for something. Asking for love in particular, actually. Maybe asking for a loved one back. Asking for things to work out. We have Queen Bee, secure, confident, boss bitch, career focused. So that may be some of you now, collective. You've regained your confidence. You have regained structure within your lives. You're confident. You're secure in yourself. You're pushing forward. Happily single, doing you, dating, stress-free, setting goals, career focused. So that came out with Queen Bee, funny enough. So yeah, some of you right now, you are single. You're just really trying to get yourself established, build a firm foundation. Maybe you're doing this before someone comes into your life. Maybe you can feel someone coming into your life and you want to make sure that it's nice and comfortable for you and the person coming in. But there is someone potentially calling out to you here, collective. Okay. And then we had two come out at the same time there. We had fake busy and workplace affair. So there is a person that knows that they did something that they weren't supposed to do. They are playing it off a little bit. They probably haven't apologized. I'm not feeling an apology here. I'm feeling the person putting on a mask in front of people, making it look like everything is just going just ever so perfectly, but it isn't. It's fake. It's fake. You know, the fake busy. It's fake. It's just a mask. And then we have shocking news at the bottom of the deck, followed by closing this cycle. So let's see if we can find out in the tarot what this particular news is. And this cycle had to close from what I'm seeing right here, closing of a cycle. But let's see if we can find out what this shocking news is. Okay, so first to come out with your tarot is the Ace of Coins. We've got the Ace of Coins and we got the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we've got someone that's a little bit sour, someone that's a bit sharp-tongued, because you're having a new beginning with the Ace of Coins. They're not really happy, which is weird. You'd be happy for someone, wouldn't you, if they were starting to gain traction within their lives? But this person really isn't. They've got something to say, and it's not the nicest of things to say. Page of Coins in reverse. Again, I'm feeling communication that isn't the nicest. I'm almost, maybe you're dealing with someone right now, collective, that either sent a message to you and it was absolutely revolting, it was vile, or you have had communication, maybe even face-to-face communication with someone, and they've started off nice, and it's almost like they have manipulated the conversation to get to a point where it was almost too, like, maybe overbearing. But you noticed that they were starting to get really sharp with you. There was almost like there was no emotion involved. And it's over you not being with them or you moving forward. Death. Yeah, I think then this is when you started to realize, okay, so this is how you talk to me. This is how you want to, play this out. I'm ending this. This is where it ends, okay? Normally I would have fought for you, but if this is the way you're going to treat me, you're not going to change. So you decided, okay, I'm done. Nonsense. And this is now another cycle beginning, but this is a cycle now beginning without the person. This is your own cycle. This is you figuring out what you want to do with your life. And we did see the Queen Bee over there, and we did see happily single. So this is your time to figure yourself out. And then we have the World again, another confirmation that there's an ending to a cycle here. It had whatever was happening here. Oh wow, I didn't actually realize. But plus we did have closing this cycle. This is two separate decks that's saying the same thing. Something had to give here. Something had to end. And the cycle itself, sometimes it's not just the relationship ending. Sometimes it's ending a cycle of being treated a certain way. This is now you saying, look, I know I've got respect for myself, and you're going to treat me as such, right? If you don't want that, then keep it pushing. Keep moving, right? You'll find someone else to treat like that. They will treat, maybe you want that back, but I'm not going to do this whole to and fro with you. So you ended that cycle. That's where it comes to an end. Okay. The High Priestess. So you're using your intuition here. What's best for you, right? You know deep down what is best for you. And you know right here, whatever that was, that's not good. That's not healthy. It's bringing mental stress, from what I can see. Mental turmoil. Chaos. Nope. So what have we got here? Two of Coins. Someone no longer wanting to juggle. Queen. That was in reverse, and we have the Queen of Swords in the upright. Now we have the King of Swords on one side, who's being very, very nasty, by the way, towards you. And now we are seeing you presenting yourself in the Queen of Swords, right? Saying, now you've got your backup, but you're being confident about yourself, and you see it for what it is. You're being very honest, but you're matching their sharpness. You're saying, no, whoa. You're not gonna walk all over me like that, and you're not gonna talk to me like that. Miss me with that type of energy. Just no, you're not doing that here. And you walked away from it. But I'm feeling someone that was very, very surgical with their movements here. So you walked away from this with a lot of confidence. But with some of you collective, obviously this person managed to get the last word in before this ended, and then they kind of like booked it. They just walked out of the door. But then you're now in your Queen of Swords now. This is you in this moment, knowing exactly what happened, seeing it for what it is, and also this is you also cutting them off. They no longer have your energy to kind of like, really feast on, should I say, because that's exactly what they were doing. And it doesn't feel to me like this person was giving towards the end of the relationship. It feels like it was more so about them. So it had to end. Six of Cups. Now someone's, Six of Cups. Now someone's really thinking about this, reminiscing about the good times. Because, they splurged out. They said a few things that they shouldn't have said at the end. Okay, and I get it. Emotions are high. Tensions are high. But there's some things you just really do not say to a person, especially when when you've loved a person and you really you're claiming that you love them. You don't go that far. Six of Cups over here. The person is now really thinking about those good times. I'm almost getting someone sitting there in the middle of the night and they're reminiscing, maybe even looking at pictures. But what caught my eye there as well, under that Six of Cups, was the Seven of Swords. And I'm also getting someone thinking about the lies, or maybe cheating, or maybe, you know, just kind of like tiptoeing in the background that they did. So there's two sides of this coin that they're kind of like looking at, and I'm feeling that they're starting to realize that you can see exactly the same thing. You may be thinking about the good times too, collective, but you're not forgetting the bad ones either. They can see that. They can see that. So I think the shocking news here is that you're actually sticking up for yourself. You're no longer taking it on the chin and just saying, well, you can walk all over me, I'll do whatever you want. You're actually saying no. It's coming as a shock. Okay. Romance and love. And well done, by the way, collective. If that's the game they're deciding to play. You never wanted to play games in the first place. So, you know, play silly games, win silly prizes. So, gifts. Love's greatest gift is the ability to truly understand one another, which is quite true. And I think you've got someone coming that will give you this particular gift. A gift of understanding, knowing what you want, and you'll know what they want too. I'm almost feeling that maybe by you going through this, you're gaining that self-respect for yourself. You're truly gaining that knowledge of what it is that you want out of a partner. I think that's the gift that's going to come along. Sacrifice. Sacrifice. Love may come with sacrifices. Evaluate what you're willing to give up. So yeah, I think here this is the choice that you made here, and it may have felt like a sacrifice as well, because for some I'm feeling you built something with this particular person. So it was, do I walk away? Do I take a step back? Or do I continue to go through this for the sake of maybe, in some instances, children? Maybe your family's got along and you don't want to ruin that bond. Yeah, but it comes with a lot of pain, this particular sacrifice, but it also comes with a lot of benefits in the long run. So you've had to take a step back. It happens, but it had to happen. This cycle had to happen. There was death and the world and closing of cycle in two separate decks. So this to me is the universe speaking to you and saying, do you know what? We're giving you a pat on the back for actually doing this, because it had to happen before it was going to fully affect you in a really, really bad way. Baggage. Emotional baggage can weigh down a relationship. Unpack it. I think this is just before you get to know someone else. Just unload whatever resent or whatever pain you have managed to gather from the last person you were with. Start off afresh. Give yourself a chance. Give the person that you're with a chance and let it bloom. But don't base it around anything that you've been through. Let it be something new. Okay, so just your messages now. I'm going to pull 3 and then we'll close. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I knew you were the one when I met you. See, I've got a problem with this one. If the person knew that you were the one, why did they resort to acting the way they did? Now, this is part of the tower that they're going to have to go through. Or maybe this is the realization that is starting to kick in. Maybe it didn't quite kick in whilst they had you, but now it is kicking in without you. They're seeing you shine. Queen Bee over there and happily single, they're seeing you shine. It's starting to dawn on them now. The penny's dropped. I have been working on myself. Well, normally when people say it out loud, it doesn't really prove much. Proof is always in the pudding, as we say over here. So the proof is in actions, the proof is in what they how they present themselves around people. So for those of you that want the person back, my advice would be, don't just listen to what they're saying. Watch how they're acting. That will truly prove whether there has been a change or not. And change doesn't happen overnight, by the way. So if someone was, let's say you split up, on a Sunday, and then by Thursday someone's saying they've changed. Nothing's changed in 4 days. It takes a while. They will never compare to you. Right. Okay. Now this one, I feel like this is more so the person you were dealing with now being honest and actually saying, okay, I skipped the fence to be with someone else, and now I'm feeling the regrets about it, because maybe they tried to recreate a version of you in someone else, and it didn't work out. And then they maybe prolonged whatever relationship it was over there, thinking it would get better, but it got worse. And now because it reaches a stage where there's comparison, right? The person that you were once with and the person that you're with, and they're starting to realize that they lost something good. But that's on them, collective. That's not your karma to hold into your hands. This is all theirs. This is theirs to carry. And the one thing I do know about karma is you don't take on someone else's karma. It may just become yours. So let them live it. Okay, collective, that was your reading for today. I hope that helped. I hope it resonated. For those of you that are new, if you could help me out with a subscribe, that would be brilliant. To my subscribers, again, thank you for being so supportive. The channel has grown just like really, really fast. And I know I'm one of the smaller readers, but I kind of like where I'm at. I really do. I really appreciate all of it. I'm an introvert, so getting this much attention is it's amazing. It doesn't happen to people like me. So thank you. So we'll close, and all I'll say is look after yourself, look after each other, and we will meet again soon. Bye for now.